What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we are diving into the newly released album from RM, who I am familiar with because of BTS. The album is Right Place, Wrong Person. I'm so excited to check this out. It's gonna be my first solo reaction to RM, especially a solo reaction to a full album. So I'm so excited about this. I have no idea what to expect. I'm being so real with you. I did not hear the main single off of this record, so I literally don't know what I'm diving into. My only guesses are going to be just things that I've heard just based on BTS. So I'm really excited to dive into this. Again, it's always fun when I have no idea what to expect. Before we get into today's video, I just want to plug my Patreon. This video, if you're watching it right now on YouTube, it's probably a lot more chopped up, you know, for pacing, for copyright and all those things like that. So if you want to watch the full video uninterrupted, no cuts, we just jam the whole album together, you want to see my reaction to every moment of this record, the link is in the description to check out Patreon. Super cheap to sign up, and I have over 120 album reactions that are that way. So if you guys want to check it out, it means the world to me. But with all those things out of the way, I'm excited to dive into this. This first song is called Right People, Wrong Place. So we got Right Place, Wrong Person, Right People, Wrong Place. Let's do it. Uh-oh. I love this production already. Is there gonna be a drop? I feel like there is. Oh. Wait, this is sick as fuck. Feeling high on a forest fire?
Feeling high on a forest fire.
Go into the next one. This is nuts. Oh my god. Can I just say I love what is going on with the production of this, especially with RM's vocals. When he comes in, he's mixed in a really cool way where like he's just another of the instruments. It's really cool how this is mixed so far, and we're only basing off the first song into this transition or into the second song, but I just feel like I don't know, there's something really going on, really cool going on with like the kind of like vibe he's putting out, the atmosphere that's kind of happening. I feel like I just have like RM kind of in like various places in my ears, and I'm here for it.
Right. She a pro rider, rider. Must be an aim when gotta always throw a fucking slaughter when it comes to love. She could be in all night freaking me, begging you, baby, please. Comes and got some casualty. Love is just for
RM has so much swag. I feel like that's something I've always picked up with his time in BTS as well. I feel like anytime his moment was coming in a song, you knew the whole vibe would switch up, and I feel like there would just be this like extraordinary amount of swag and attitude that would be all over that moment in a song. So it's really cool that we're checking out a full like project from him, because I feel like we're really gonna get to see what goes on in that head.
Oh
yeah.
Trust. Freaky, you freaking me. Wishing you in a grief. 사랑은 망해 반드시. Love is for the free. I could make this.
He's not wrong. Love is for the freaks, right? Sometimes you love somebody so much, or you're so drawn to somebody that you don't realize the things that you're doing. Sometimes it feels like your body goes into autopilot because you're just so drawn to somebody. So he's right. Love absolutely is for the freaks because it's absolutely nuts. Bring that snare back.
Now, baby,
Oh!
so high.
This is what I love. So I did not realize this, that RM was so like involved in production anyways, like just one of the things I didn't know about him. And I just want to say that from a production standpoint, to hear that transition happen the way it just did, and to pull out this super beautiful melodic guitar and totally change the vibe up is such a nerd moment in the best way. I love it. So sick. Oh.
좋아하는 시기에 비록 비간의 전부 다 20대에서
It's like 4 different songs in one.
진심이야 안 믿겠지만 참 질렸던 관계 True happiness. Time.
Oh. I know we got transition there, but I want to talk about the song a little bit. So obviously there's a lot of sound switch ups in this. There's a lot going on in the timing all over this thing. The instrumentals sounds chaotic in pieces. There's a lot of journeys that were going on. It feels a little bit, I don't know, would you say nuts? Obviously, I think that is absolutely on purpose. I think this song almost feels like it is exactly what you're going through in your mind and what you feel when you are in love with somebody so much that it makes you feel nuts. It makes you feel a little bit crazy. It makes you feel like you can't quite make the right decisions. You're just kind of, again, on autopilot. And this song, again, because of the amount of change-ups that happen throughout this, I think really caters to that feeling of uneasiness and sort of like, you know, chaos, nuts. I also love RM's vocal style and delivery through this. He just has so much swag about him. And I like that he can change up the vibe with each of these song switch ups to give it like, I don't know, just something. Especially when those fucking guitars come in. Like, are you kidding me? Like, his vocals with those melodic guitars just sound fucking sick. Okay, this is Out of Love.
The hate, the right, the wrongs, even the goddamn where I've been living it for my whole life. Smoking kills, I know it's my fucking business. You bitches, stop, don't talk shit. 버리고 I put them in the six. 설거진 안 해. Cause it's my fucking script. 10몇 년 만에 이제야 다시 들리네. creep, I don't belong here.
So I don't know if he is using the things that he's referring to as metaphors here, or if he's just like straight up using these things as examples of what he chooses to do in his life. And what I kind of pick up on that, if they're not metaphors, the idea of saying like, you know, burning cigarettes, like I'm burning love and hate. So smoking a lot, maybe I'm drinking a lot, maybe people are going to have judgments on those things that I'm doing, but it doesn't matter. These are the things that I have figured out work for me in order for me to like create or do whatever it is that I need to do. I could be wrong about those lyrics, but just that's kind of what I'm picking up on that first little section.
Somebody always hating on him. Somebody all you strangers, you did think you can't please me. 본지면 따뜻하고 you do believe me. 난 익숙하지, I love it when you hate me. Don't kiss me, don't see me, don't need me, just eat me.
Yeah, I feel like even there he says, I love it when you hate me. I think the idea just being like, I'm going to be ridiculously myself, an unapologetic way. And I might even be fueled by the negativity that you bring towards me because I am just doing whatever it is that I want to do. And it's the song's called Out of Love, and it makes me think like it's almost like doing the things that you want to do out of love and respect for yourself. Oh, woo. This is Domodachi featuring Little Sims. I don't know who that is.
Need a damn patrol. I've been slipping through a kind of bullshit. EJ Johnson, I chose shit. All suckers wanna get it.
Oh shit, those guitars.
All the suckers wanna hit it. I'ma lead you to the heaven.
Now, I'm gonna tell you that from a production standpoint, this kind of stuff makes me so stoked. However, I can imagine that if you've like not listened to, maybe you're not a fan of a lot of things happening at once and sort of like a crazy time signature, that would probably, maybe this wouldn't be for you. But I love from a production standpoint, just trying to imagine the layers of this song as you like hear those guitars come in and they're doing their own thing on their timing, and we got the drums doing its own thing. There's a lot going on here.
To the heaven, the pity, all my friends when they get around it. Always all my friends when they taking out the pose. Yeah, I'm out town with a bullshit. Get the fuck down, motherfucker, with a doing shit. I'm goofing around, I won't cool shit. I'ma stay calm when they come on with the notion. Cause your boots
oh
on
my God.
Bullshit.
I just want to say, like, it's so cool for him to fit in that pocket, to be able to like deliver the lyrics in the cadence the way he's doing with this tempo. So sick. Dude.
Motherfuckers wanna big grow, motherfuckers wanna take control.
Just where he catches and just comes back into that song, listen to how like effortless it sounds. And like, you can tell from the tempo and even the way that he's like rapping, you could like, This is a fast tempo. It's hard to like rap on a beat like this, and it just sounds so sick. Right here. Oh my god, caught right in.
You can't put one hand on my friend. We just here for a good time every day. Mason, I'm Chi Monte.
Dude, what is... I'm like, there's so many like time switch ups that are kind of happening here. My brain is trying so hard to follow everything that's going on in this song, but I know from the first time y'all listen to this as well, your brain trying to catch on to where the pattern's gonna go and then it changes the time again. It's very hard to keep up with, and I love that. Yeah, definitely one of the most creative songs I've heard, like, for sure. I just feel like there were so many risks taken in this song, and it's absolutely worth it. It's my favorite song on the record so far, and I know that's probably going to sound so weird, but I love just how different this is. It's not something you hear all the time, and just as you're listening to the song, you can pick up what I'm talking about. You can feel the pacing of the song pick up and let off. At the same time, I think there's something really cool about a tempo this fast, and because everything kind of like being hard to predict, it sounds really cool when RM comes in and is over, like, the way he can fit in. He catches onto that drum, it literally like hooks him on, and then we go on that ride. I just think that's so fucking cool. Little Simz comes in, I love that section, absolutely crushes it, but there's so much going on in the song that I feel like it is not a one-time listen song to be able to even figure this thing out. So it's my favorite song so far because it's one of the more unique songs I've heard in a very long time. It has to do with just about everything, that chanting sort of chorus for Domodashi or whatever, while also having, you know, RM's vocal delivery the way he's doing it in this track. I like when he's just got that attitude and swagger. I'm going to keep using those words, but I think those are really good words to define his style in general. And, you know, we're seeing that come to life here. But from a production standpoint, what a cool fucking moment on this album. Okay, this is Question Mark, which is the interlude. This is RM, Domi, and JD Beck. Those fucking bass lines.
It would have been better if it didn't send the truth. I know you got the best of me.
Fuck. That's when you know that you're really thinking about things like, would it have been easier if we never met, if we never had to cross paths? Would we have to go through all these things? Would we really have to go through this heartbreak? Would I really have to be wondering if we should have been together, or me sitting here and having to miss you forever? You play a lot of the question, right? The, you know, question mark. It's the what if game that you play in your head. You know, I hear shit like this and it just makes me wish that like I could have been involved, or even been in the room, or even seen a video of the moments when you're in the studio coming up with these ideas. Like, just listening to the song, I can hear so many creative ideas, and it's just like, where were y'all at? What were you doing to come up with these ideas? Because they sound so sick.
It goes around.
Okay, what goes around comes around. This is Groin. Oh god, I feel like it's supposed to come in at any moment now. How do you know that a person who loves production or just producing produced this record? Like, this is how you know. That intro is so cool, and it just transitions into this fade out and then fade into something totally different.
Yo, 세상에 재수 없는 세계가 많아. 어쩌라고 뭐 가던 길이 밟아.
You hear him over a bass riff like this, like you just put him right in his fucking moment. I felt him show up just now.
빠지고 말아 나 스님은 못돼 타인은 말은 내게는 언제나 오해 나도 fucking diploma 이제 좀 삶이 I'll be what I be I'll set you free Can tell you nothing I'm so far what it do just call me Get your ass out of trunk Get your ass out of trunk Get your ass out of trunk Your face I'm like fuck it 더 세게 밟아 그냥 더 세게 밟아 Yeah I fuck it up I fuck it up 지금 오는 해롭지만 I suck it up
So I mean about that attitude, man. Come on.
세계가 많아 나는 더 세게 밟아 그냥 더 세게 밟아 Yeah I fuck it up I fuck it up
He has such a cool way of just like, I feel like when you hear him on a track, and I've always said this in BTS too, but it's that moment, right? He shows up and everything changes. Like the song would change. I feel like that moment when he's on there, it would change. It's a highlighted part of whatever's happening. And so when you have him on full tracks like this, it's amazing to hear that energy put over a full track. Remember, for me, it's really my first time getting to just listen to RM on his own. So to take that same energy that I love so much and see it in a bigger scale by getting full size tracks is incredible. The other thing too is you can tell that he is a producer as well, because you can hear just what these songs are doing. It's not just like, these aren't just your average instrumentals. Like, these are journeys that you're going on. This is somebody who looks at production with the same amount of value that they look at lyricism. You know what I'm saying? And so when you do that, you do get a very unique kind of piece to it. Imagine if the person that is going to be singing over the song is also the one writing the instrumentation. That's big. That's all going to play a part into what's happening. So cool. Are we about to transition? I think I don't want to interrupt it. All right, this next track is Heaven, maybe? No, I feel like we... Oh, yeah. Oh. Wait, what? Wait a minute. This has like a really cool like alternative rock indie kind of sound to it, while also kind of like having just like a pop rock sound. I'm really into this right now.
Go grab your knife and watch me collapse.
Wait. Take my heaven. Come grab a knife. Hold on, that was like kind of gnarly.
And watch me collapse.
Okay, you're not invited. Go grab your knife and watch me collapse. The idea being that my love for you is going to kill me. Or the amount of love I have for you is going to kill me, whether you kill me with a knife or you metaphorically kill me. You're not invited to heaven, but my death is going to put me in heaven because loving you is my death. That's what I'm picking up on that.
I'm feeling so good here with me. Feeling so full here with me. Everything's untakeable. I'm happy where the devils are.
Okay, so maybe maybe he's trying to say take my heaven from me, like take my happiness from me. If it means that I can't be in this beautiful place or whatever, I'd rather be happy where the devils are. Interesting. I love just the drum selection throughout this whole thing. So it seems to me like, again, kind of, this goes with right place, wrong person, right? It's obviously like the idea of heaven, you know, even if you're just looking at it metaphorically, heaven would be all things peaceful and happy. So if you were to want to be in love, you would want to liken your love to that of heaven. And what he's trying to say is, you might as well just kill me. Take my heaven, watch me collapse as you stab me, because I would rather be happy with the devils. I'd rather be happy in hell with you, because maybe, like he says, like, I don't want to go to heaven because like you're not there or whatever, you're not invited, like you're not going to be going there because you're not the right person for going there. And so because of that, I'd rather, I guess, just stay here with you, but you'll have to kill me, which, you know, it's your love. It's all these things that I've done to kind of like lay down and want to be with you. And I've given you my entire life. I think that's exactly what he's trying to say. Is like, I've given you my whole life and you're going to take my paradise from me. So just kill me. You're not going to be there. So all this happiness that I could be getting from you, or from heaven, if you were there, since you won't, you might as well put me in hell and I'll rot. And this is really bad too, because this is all metaphorical, obviously, but when you love somebody so much that you're willing to throw away all of your own values, as well as, you know, your own happiness, your, you know, values, meaning I feel like heaven and hell could have like a value system of good and bad, you know, right or wrong, evil, good. But also, you know, just the standpoint of like, not only am I giving up my happiness, not only am I giving up my heaven, but I'm also choosing torture. I'm choosing pain. I'm choosing death because I love you so much. Oof. Oof. All right, Lost. I cannot wait for the drop because I feel like it's going to be so good. Oh my God. The 38 seconds of a build-up.
I'm goddamn lost.
Oh.
I've never been to club before. I hit the club.
Did he say I never felt so free before your goddamn ghost? I don't know if those are the exact lyrics he said, but think about that. Like, I never felt so free until, metaphorically, the death of you, the death of us, your ghost, the haunting of this relationship or whatever. I'm assuming this is about a relationship. Love how he said that.
She got it inside, girl inside, get busted dirty. And I look up in the sky, it's a silver cloud, you heard it. Go pi가 흐르는 중, I get lost in the ground, but not bagging at you. I'm goddamn lost. Goddamn lost.
Love that really this album is, or these songs are not predictable, and I think that's really cool, and that takes a lot of, again, creativity, a lot of creative expressiveness to come up with ways in which people do not predict the next sound. And I think that does help, having that producer mindset when writing these songs, because you know how to change it up in a way. Like, I keep thinking that's going to drop into more of a trap style drum. That's where we're hitting that. Doesn't matter. Hitting the snare at a different timing. But I keep feeling like that's going to drop. And so when it drops in this more like, like, it's so fucking cool because it's unexpected. It just, him saying I've got temptation over this bass line is sick.
Every month I'm gotten lost.
Oh, there they are. I've been waiting this whole time. I knew there were going to be trap drums. There had to be, right? You could just tell in this song they were coming.
I'm gotten lost. I never been to club before. I hit the club. I got temptation. I got temptation.
So what this song, at least to me, just from a lyrical standpoint, it feels to me like somebody who is lost in a good way. Sometimes you are hung up on somebody so long that it's only after you lose them or lose everything that you're free to do anything. And I think that's exactly what RM is saying here. Like, I feel so lost. I have sort of lost everything that I knew. And now I have these temptations to go out. I have this kind of like drive that I didn't have before that's pulling me in these directions. But it's crazy because I cared so much, but now I'm free while you're a ghost. So the memory of you haunts me, right? Our relationship is nothing more than, you know, signified as this ghost. It is dead. It is now moved on. And with that, you being able to actually move on as a person. It's crazy how, again, being lost, you can find yourself. From a just song structure standpoint, I love this song so much. From the very beginning, 45 seconds almost, 46 seconds before that drop initially. And the first drop, not what I was expecting at all. And that's what I'm loving so much about this. It is keeping me guessing, keeping me thinking. There's a lot of scientific research that shows that our brain likes to have these like melodies that we can like grab onto, like hooks that we can grab onto and things like that. But it also likes to consistently be tricked. It likes to have things kind of switch up on it, new things to grab onto. It brings a lot of, at least for me, it brings a lot of dopamine, okay? My brain feels fed when I hear songs that are put together this way. So I did not expect to love this from such a big production standpoint, but I guess it's because I didn't really know a lot about RM going into this. until I saw in his Spotify bio to the right that he's also a big producer too, which again explains a lot about this. All right, this is Around the World in a Day featuring Moses Sumney.
Only time will sort it out.
Oh shit. Oh.
Let's start the parade.
Actually, it's not even that. I think what I hear is I hear a vocal layered with a vocal that's got a bunch of effects on it, and also like maybe even a synthesizer pad as well that sounds so fucking cool. Ooh. That high note. Can I just say, it is so interesting to hear what other people's brains come up with musically. If you just think about how amazing it is that we can all look at the same art, right? But we would all approach that art totally differently. And that's why I love doing these full album reactions, because I don't think you can really pick up on just how different the paintings are just based on singles. I feel like you have to look at full pieces of work, because you have to find these deep tracks and then hear what creative decisions were made in these songs. Like this whole song so far, there's so, again, all these sections and all these small things that add up over a song, and you're like, oh my god, where did you guys come up with these ideas? This is crazy.
Look around, jump around like I lived that rough. Motherfucker,
he's here.
And this around, let it tell you, I be acting like they heard you. I'm around in the club and I be stepping out like screw you. I just listen. 나면 나를 좀 때려줘. 속이 좀 안 좋아. 그래 그냥 좀 내려줘.
Oh my god.
길을 잃고 난 뒤 경치가 더 beautiful. 내 꼴 마치고 발견되길 소원하는 분실물.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking highlight of the album right there. Just for him he went so fucking hard in that verse. Like, I just want to say, like, to hear that verse and then hear him do the second part of that verse, and then for the end to come out the way, like, we have these big vocals, this big chorus moment, that is so fucking swaggy to me. Like, again, just show up, absolutely annihilate the assignment, and then just walk away, drop the mic, walk away. That's fucking so cool. There's so many things going on in this song, so I'm gonna do my best on the lyrics. What I kind of felt from the lyrics on this is I know it's kind of on the nose to say, like, they talk about time, only time will tell. I think the song really is about the idea of time kind of like healing things and moving forward. I think the idea of the song being around the world in a day, meaning, and again, this is my first listen, I could be so wrong about this, so bear with me here, but I feel like around the world in a day, the amount of things that you experience when you're going through a loss, a breakup, whatever those things may be, you have a wave of emotion. You see a lot of different versions of yourself. You see a lot of emotions, a lot of demons that are living within you. They come out. The stages of grief when it comes with death or the loss of a relationship or a best friend or any of those things, you go through so many phases of that to get to the other side. And so it kind of feels to me like this could possibly be just metaphorically talking about around the world in a day, going through all of my emotions in one day. This next track we're going to listen to has a word, I don't know what this is called, but this is Credit Roll, and let's do it.
One day, when the credits roll, do you hang tight?
Woo!
Do you stay inside out of time? When the credits roll, do you hang tight?
I actually, before we even go into this last song here, I really like this because I think, again, talking about, I keep saying metaphors, but I do feel like RM uses a lot of metaphors here, and I feel like Credit Roll is another metaphor. Do you hang tight when the credits roll? When everything's over, do you still sit there? You know, for movie fans out there, you stay past the credits, you get to learn something new. In this case, it comes to the big single coming after this, but what I see this song like really standing for is recognizing like the things that you go through. And even though you have to experience, whatever hardships, I guess it could even be positive things too. The point is, at the end of the day, when the credits roll, when it's all over, do you pay attention to those that mattered to you? It even says like, you're here for the credit roll. I hope you all had a great time, like going through this. I hope you were all able to experience that, while at the same time giving thanks to the people that helped you along the way. The idea of the credit roll is giving credit where credit is due, giving credit to everybody. So if you go to the finale of the moment and you can't even stay to see the love and support that was poured into you, that even made you get to that point, are you somebody that doesn't reflect on those things and see those things? And also just, kind of playing into this is the end of the album, or this is the end of the album, but also here's this big ass song that I put out. And I say that it's got 27 million streams. That's a lot. So this is the last track on the album, Come Back to Me.
I told you I'm finding night, staying good. Spring's always been here. I will sleep in her eyes. Come back to me like you used to do.
When he's not rapping, I really like this approach and cadence that he has to his vocals, especially in this, where it's almost spoken in a way. Like, it almost feels like he's talking, but he's got like melody to his voice, so it sounds cool. But I like that because, again, it just plays into that thing I talk about with his attitude, where he is somebody that really makes his presence known in whatever he's doing. So even in a verse like this, you're captivated right away by it. And I think that takes a lot of power as a performer and an artist to be able to like demand attention like that.
You don't have to be the anything you say.
Oof.
Try not to be, there's something in this say. Come back to me, sleep in her eyes.
Fuck. Oof. Throughout this entire album, we have just had such a great instrument sound selection, like the drums throughout this entire record. And I don't know that this is something he uses in all his records. Obviously, I'm doing a full discography because I love this, but I just love the sound. It's got this very like golden era sound to it. It's this very warm sound. It feels, obviously, considering the amount of money that RM has, that those are live instruments being played, and that's so sick.
Sleep in her eyes.
So soulful. This whole big band feel fucking happening right here is amazing. All those drum fills. Well, this song does exactly what I need for the end of this album, because it truly does stand as pretty much like the defining point of the rest of this, which, in my opinion, listening to these lyrics throughout this album, I feel like this is a breakup album through and through, in a very real way though, where it feels like RM is very honest about being hurt and also feeling like he's going a little bit nuts, as we know with track 2, Nuts. But I mean that seriously in a way where you feel like your emotions are all over the place, because they are. You go into panic mode, your body goes into fight or flight, you're losing love, you're losing what you know, stability. At one point in the song, we end up lost, and lost seems great for RM at that time, because in grieving a relationship or any of those things, for every time that you feel like you're so sad about like losing that person, every once in a while you're going to have a win. You're going to have a day where you're up, a day where you feel like you have like drive to go do something, to be someone, to meet someone. You have all those things, you feel invigorated for those things. But at the same time, you know, it's just like how I feel or how I perceive around the world in a day, where I can go around the world in a day. Literally in my head, I can go through every emotion. It's like traveling to different countries in my head. I'm experiencing so many things all at once. And I feel like the reason all these songs lock in so well together is because with Come Back to Me, I feel like this is just the reality of what it's like to go through this relationship, because it feels like in this track list, we made progress. You know, while we did hit moments like Heaven, where you could tell that RM at that point is at his weakest and he's willing to just die for this person if it means that he can be in hell if he's with that person. He would give up heaven because he knows that they will never be there. Like, you can tell he's going through a lot. So then in Come Back to Me, I feel like it's just where reality is really set in. You go through all the emotions, the ups and downs, and at the end, however you feel, that's kind of how you really felt about that person. So when they say time heals all, that is true, that like when you are dating somebody or you're in love with somebody, you're married, whatever the case may be, you know, if that relationship ends and as time goes on, it's true that you really just heal away from that person. You don't miss them. You don't have feelings for them or whatever. That's great. That is what moving on looks like. And that's the best place to get. But I feel like RM and Come Back to Me, it's almost kind of the opposite. It's almost like he went through all of those things to find out his real feeling was that he really cared. He still really cared, no matter all the circumstances that he went through, no matter all the different feelings that he had to feel to get to that point. At the end, he's like, you know what? After all those things have happened, just come back to me. Let's go back. And it's crazy because the human experience is nuts sometimes. We will do this to ourselves. We will put ourselves into our own torture in the sake of love, all for love. And sometimes we don't even, we confuse what we feel as love. You know, maybe we lust for somebody, we think we love them, or we're lonely and therefore we love this person that we're with. But you can tell in RM's situation, when you go through all this track list and at the end you're still pleading for somebody to hopefully come back to you, that's when you know that you had something special and it's worth trying to get it back if you can. I love this record thematically for that, but I have to say, listening to RM's first like solo record for me, I know this is not his first one, but his first for me, I am absolutely blown away at this experience. Not only do I love his vocal delivery, I love the amount of just hip hop influence he has all throughout him. He spits verses in the coolest way. He's got such an attitude about him in a very cool way. I'm going to say swag again because he just has a lot of swag. And you know, if you've ever seen him perform anything live or any of those things, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He talks his shit and backs it up, and I love that so much. So just from a vocal standpoint, I love hearing his hip hop delivery, but I also really enjoyed sort of this like alt rock kind of sound we'd hear sometimes. I liked whenever he would use his vocals as essentially another instrumental, have it kind of mixed in the back. A lot of really interesting choices when it came to that, because something that I wasn't really too familiar with was RM being this producer. So him having any sort of production on this, and I saw there was plenty of producer credits in each track, so he wasn't the only one producing these things, but still, even having, you know, any piece of the production is really incredible, because when you have the artist creating and helping create the instrumentals that they will be delivering these songs on, you're going to be getting the truest feeling of what that artist was feeling when they were writing that. And I think that's really fucking cool. So this is awesome on my first listen, but I gotta be honest with you, I gotta listen to this thing so many more times, because just from a production standpoint, I could get lost on this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, do you guys mind smashing that like button? It would mean the world to me. It lets YouTube know that people actually watch these things. Also lets me know that you guys are like stoked about the artists that I'm covering. So if you are, let me know. And I say that because I like this album so much on my first listen that I'm actually going to go and check out the rest of his stuff. I know he has an EP. I think he has one more album. I'm not sure. So if that is the case, I'm going to do that. So let me know in the comment section. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go check it out on Patreon. You can watch the full thing. It is over an hour long. That's going to be over on Patreon. Links in the description if you guys want to check that out. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section what your top 3 tracks are on this record. For me, Domodachi for sure. That was one of the most interesting things I've heard in a long time. I really like Lost, and oh man, I liked Heaven as well. Oh, but Credit Roll was cool for its own reason. I'm not picking. I that's 4. It's too hard sometimes. I feel like records are just getting so good now that it's so hard to just pick a few songs. So do your best to let me know in the comment section what your favorite tracks were. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.